Okay, welcome back. We're gonna do some math real quick. We are on carnivore. We have eaten just under 100,000 calories. I thought that was at 100. I don't know, maybe I loaded an autosave instead of a regular save or something like that. I don't know. I haven't checked. So we need 300,000 roughly to go. One hatch lays an egg every, per the wiki, 5.88 days. A lot of people say like 5 to 6 days. Apparently that is exactly 5.8. I have not confirmed that. I'm just taking that as space value. Ha! I made a pun and I wasn't even trying. But that many days, we get what will be 4,000 calories. So we have 53 days remaining. Let's do... How would I do this math-wise? I've done this a few times in my head, but now I'm on camera. Okay, so this is how I did it. It might be a little convoluted. But we get, after it's turned into barbecue, 4,000 calories every 7. No, it was 8. I know math. I'm sick. 0.88 days. Why that is because even after they lay an egg, it takes a minimum of 4 days to hatch it if we're using an incubator, which means that we get that many calories per day, even like averaged, not counting the fact that we have to wait. That's just like, you know, after you average it out. We have 8 hatches going. Means that we get 3,000 and blah, 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 blah calories per day. 3,600. And we have 53 days left. Is 190,000. And we can even add plus 97,000. We are that short for carnivore. So I don't know for sure how I would fix it at this point. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load back to my 25th day, like I said that I would, and have another run at it. And what I think I need to do is find a way to be super dedicated in the production of hatches. Like, just go ham on hatching those eggs. And there were a few times where I ate an adult hatch, and I probably shouldn't do that. Even if they're elderly, they will lay eggs faster than if they have to grow up. It takes like 5 cycles for them to grow up before they start laying eggs. So that's just 5 cycles right off the top right there. But yeah, I don't think unless I can like super buff the production by like double, but it takes time for the eggs to hatch, and we're hatching eggs, which means we're taking away from the meat we would be eating. And then we have to wait for those eggs to grow up and lay their own eggs and hatch them. So there's this weird like doubling effect where you will get more returns, but it also takes more time, and time is not what we have. So yeah, I'm gonna scratch that one. We're gonna load for the glory 25 in. Where are you at? 25 in. There we go. And I'm just gonna play back to whatever it is. Cycle 48, 50, somewhere around there. And I'm not going to worry about recording at all, because I'm going to try and do more or less the same thing. So, yeah, I guess. Sorry if you wanted to see it all over again, but I just don't have that much commentary in me. Boop. Oh, hey there. I'm cooking along. We're in cycle 31, 6 days later. And I feel like I just have to pause for this one monumental occasion where we get a pipsqueak. So, planting is now on the agenda. I am conflicted. On one hand, I feel like I didn't have that before, so I shouldn't take it. But on the other hand, I feel like I should take it. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. It's consider it a replay. First attempt failed. This is second attempt. Second attempt. We got a pip. Okay. I guess just a little bit of an update. In the 6 cycles that I've played, I've expanded the hatch farm incubation. I've set up timers in the sets of 2. These share an automation wire. So do 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time. It has worked fairly well. I found 2 extra hatches in the wild and added them in here rather than waiting for some babies to grow up. So hopefully that'll speed up some egg production as well. And that's about it. The Rodriguez is going much more slowly this time, but I'm not going to worry about it as much as I was. I have 3 of these wheels set up. I have those 2 batteries, and then I have a backup battery behind the power transformer for the eggs. So they'll just do that as they do that. Hello, little Pip. I locked him in here because he started to lullaby one of these eggs and then walked away from it. I didn't see 13 seconds remaining. I think you're gonna need to stay in here for this one, my guy. Let's just move you right there right now. It's gonna be close. Down to the wire. Maybe we'll just buff that out a little bit. Just to make sure he gets that snuggles in. There we go. Now you can leave. I locked him in there. That might offset that for the next cycle, but as long as I see it happen, I'll try and correct it. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go back to my mindless farming of meats. Let's check the carnivore while we're at it. Keeping in mind, we've rolled back quite a few days from the last time we played. We're 48,000. So, with a bigger buffer to go. Okay, and so we're back to the 48th day, and we are a little bit more ahead of what we were, which is kind of disappointing. I expected to be a little bit more ahead than that. Things are pretty much back to the way that I had them. I just pretty much got that set up, and we're researching glass making. I cut this out for another hatch spot. The pip has planted all of this mealwood, but it takes a long time for this mealwood to grow. So much so that I haven't bothered trying to move the pip and plant more mealwood. It just, it will not be a problem for us by the time we have enough grown for it to help us. So, yeah. I did make a little fish hatchery right here. This guy just doesn't know what's up. He's stuck right there. Like, he hatched in that spot. He lives in that spot. He's gonna die in that spot. But we're gonna get at least 1 egg out of him, so I guess that's a thing. But we got this little guy right here. He about to be an adult. And he is happy and hungry. Why haven't you gone and eaten? I saw him eat. I don't know if he just hasn't eaten today or what. Or if they're just because they don't have much metabolism. I don't know. Yeah. Unless it just can't see that thing? I don't know. But I was thinking I'd try and get some Paku going so that I could get just another source of meat. Just more meat. But one thing somehow happened is I got a lot of slime lung down in here now. Now, obviously, it's polluted oxygen, so slime lung multiplies. How it got from up here to down here, I don't know. I was even very specific. As soon as I dug any slime, I buried it down there. I had a storage bin with a priority 9 to store any slime. And then I destroyed it because I thought maybe that's what was stopping that guy from like eating from that spot, but not the case. So I am now trying to clean out the polluted oxygen, which I have historically quite enjoyed having access to. Slapping down a few deodorizers here or there, let them go to work. I am experiencing a little bit of a bug. No, I'm not. I was just about to say I probably need to reload the game. I haven't reloaded the game. I only paused the game and it seemed to fix it, but water wasn't going past this first electrolyzer. But that's not a problem anymore. Just pumping oxygen down here to try and keep it pressurized. Stop this from off-gassing as much. I'm going to make a... What do you mean unreachable build? Doesn't look unreachable. Going to make a bottle emptier there, and I'm just going to start dumping all the polluted oxygen in this spot. Polluted oxygen, I mean water. Rather than try and sieve it like I've been doing. That's just taking too long. A few bottles at a time. We're just gonna drop it all right there. And I dug out this way. Just try and utilize some more of the meat of some of the natural critters. These guys haven't dropped anything yet, but when they do, I'm gonna go grab it. What? Element filter. Okay, game. I did preemptively block that whole thing. I was like, nope, not dealing with that today. Lots of sleet wheat, but I don't know if they just straight up eat sleet wheat anymore, or if you have to specifically have them cook it. But sleet wheat's weird. Like, I think it's supposed to auto plant. It doesn't seem to anymore. If you auto harvest it, do you leave any of it? I don't know how that works. So, mush bars for you guys. I am at least trying to fry them right now so that they don't have to have the super bad meal and less chance of getting diarrhea. This is my infinite storage. It's not using the dropper, which is the preferred way of doing it, but I figured I'd just save on materials. A little bit more manual work. But like when this gets full, I just empty it, head over to this thing, copy settings, not during a save, paste it there, and cycle back and forth throughout that. I am about to have a full retinue. I need one more stone hatchling, and then, hey, smooth. I was just getting ready to talk about this, and lo and behold, because I cannot get power easily, I cannot run a metal refinery the way that I would like to. So, rather than constantly having my duplicants mash on this, I was like, well, might as well get some stone hatches, smooth hatches, and have them start doing that work for me. And what do you know? We got one. So we're gonna slap that right up there. So we're actually 2 away. I haven't hooked up gonna sneeze. I haven't hooked up the conveyor rail because I had this clever idea about the hatches laying their eggs in here and then just letting them hatch on their own, but then I'm like, that's gonna take forever. And the dupes would just auto supply to this anyways. So I just never finished it. I do need to power this thing. I don't really want to power it off that wire, because that wire got some load. I know it's spread out, but we can have 2, 4, 6, 8. Just like 4 of those puts me at 800 of the 1,000 watts it would take to blow that thing up. So putting an auto sweeper on there just seems like a bad idea. This one seems like a much safer idea. So we'll just get some wire spaghetti going on. Drop it down like, like that. With wire bridge. Boop. Normally I would have conductive wire by this point, but metal refineries are hard when you're just trying to make sure that you get a lot of meat. There is a little reason why you want to run things not in the center of your various travel tubes, shafts, whatever you want to call them. Like why I ran the heavy watt wire right there is if you run it in the middle and you need to bridge over it for various different reasons, it's a lot harder to work bridges if there's one down the middle than if you leave a little bit of a side. I mean, there's definitely tricks to get around it, but let's say like if I needed to put a bridge right here for some reason and I had a wire in the middle and it could hit the side that I have it coming off of and the main trunk, if that makes any sense. I feel like I've done that horrible justice. But all to say, bridging is basically the reason you do that. That way, if you need to bridge over 2 things, you can go like that, build a little section, and then like that, and skip 2 trunks at once. Because I might like do a backbone going this way for this side, and then if ever this thing hits its max potential load, which we're like at 10% of right now, I might have to build a second trunk and send it this way. Reasons, yada yada, blada blada. Neither here nor there. All to say, I'm not sure about my meats. It seems like a strange thing that I'm not better since the 25th cycle, more or less. I've had these 8 incubators going full tilt boogie. Had to sneeze. And we're only 27,000 closer. I mean, 27,000 is a lot, but considering I got to 100 with just 4, I thought it would be better, more better than that. So I don't know. I'm just gonna play it out. I'm hoping that it just starts ramping pretty hard, and we can just get a bunch of food going in a hurry. But I don't know. I also need to do something with this because it's not the right size for full hatch room. Need to bring it out a little bit. It took me way too long to figure this out, but I did a reload and now the Paku are eating just fine. So should have done that a few cycles ago, my guy. Now they just like stuff in their face. Eat up all that algae. Sure, why not? As long as they become tame and start giving me more meats. So we got, I put in out of power. Fun, because we only got one person running on the wheel and it's the chef of all people. What do we get? What do we get? We get meat is what we get right off the bat. Hi there. Goodbye. The polluted oxygen is clearing up fairly well, which is more than I can say for the slime lung. Just in time. Carbon skimmer built to skim the carbon down, but it only works when we got juice. Right now, just guess. Right now we don't got a lot of juice. How much are you moving? You just don't have enough power. 2 dupes running together. That carbon skimmer might just be more than I can handle. Ooh. Or we're just gonna have to up the priority of this for a little while. Just until the batteries get going. Maybe this thing can help us out a little bit more. But if that battery dies, when my incubators need to lullaby, which there's a few not lullabied, which upsets me greatly. Who missed their, like, you have 2 jobs. Pet these hatches, sing to these eggs. What's so hard about that? That hatch just laid an egg. And you don't have the juice to move it. I like that we actually now finally have one more egg than we actually have space to incubate. That's nice. But I don't know. Okay, we got 3 people running. Hydrogen generators generating. I might lower this down to like 800 grams. Just so that we get a little bit more into that guy. To kind of help with this. While this is going. So I haven't set it up yet, but what I need to do... Well, I actually don't know if I need to or not. I was going to do an element sensor and carbon dioxide and have it run if it detects carbon dioxide. But I don't think it will run unless there is carbon dioxide around it, so that might be a little bit of a moot point. Somebody is starving for reasons. And those reasons are you don't have meat, so I guess another mush bar? Oh, the chef is on the wheel. That might be why. Okay, so I might just have to stop her from operating because I catch her on the wheel more than I would like. And you're kind of important to our survivability. So, Lindsay, cook, electric grill. We're going to take your operating. Well, for now, we'll just say very low. We'll see if that does anything different. I need you focused here to keep people from dying. Please and thank you. Okay, we're cooking along. I think I've about had enough of it for now. I haven't done anything too exciting. I got the evolution chamber kind of prepped up and ready to go as soon as the conveyor rails get built. Just because we're actually starting to get a little bit of a surplus of eggs. I don't think we are yet at the point where these will start hatching before these start hatching. Hey, look at that. That's meat right there. And that right there, that is also meat. But I am hoping that we're going to start getting a ramp because it's not, you know, we're a little over halfway through and we're not quite halfway there. The Paku are not cooperating. They've been eating all my algae. Yeah, basically no algae there. And they are still wild. So, I'm not sure what to do about them. I don't think they're going to be nearly as successful as I was hoping they would be. I did pause for a minute to research smart batteries. And I'm going to hook up this smart battery to these hydrogen generators just to turn them off if this battery is not empty. That way, hopefully we aren't just wistfully burning hydrogen when we need to save it for when we need the power spike. Like right now, those things are full and those things are running, which is a little upsetting to me. So we're going to actually do a very high priority on get this done, please. Just so that hopefully I don't have people on these things as much. Well, we don't have enough copper. So we'll also do that at a 9 for a little while. Just mash some out real quick. If you would hurry up and grow up, and we wouldn't have quite as much of a problem. I don't know where all my copper went. They let me build it all. Oh, well, that's going. We get something else. Rust. Yay. That's exciting. About to get it looks like. Just gonna turn that off for a little while. I think that'll be fine. We can just hurry up and get there. Oh, please. I want to save so much energy and time. I mean, that's not full yet, so... you know, it's serving a little bit of a purpose. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now, hopefully, what will happen is we build up a little bit of a buffer of hydrogen for when we need it. When this battery hits empty, and it doesn't hold nearly as much as the jumbo batteries. But when it hits 0, when? Maybe not 0. Maybe we do something like 10? $15. Ah, can't even do that high. 20. Trying to find a nice sweet spot. It doesn't help that you three are running on this thing. We're gonna... Oop, I had this at the construction. We're gonna crank this back down to a 6. And just get all of you off of it for a little while. We'll see how well these things work now. If and whenever that battery drains all down. It might need to equilibrate with the jumbo batteries. I don't know. We'll find out if we start losing power all over the base. But we only have one person who can build construction rails, and he seems to keep being distracted by other things. Also, we're building up depleted uranium, which is something that I didn't know was a thing. But it isn't radioactive, oddly enough. And I'm not sure what to do with it. Other than, I guess, just build stuff out of it. Meh. But one way or the other, we're gonna make meat. I'm going to call this episode here. The grind is going. Here's hoping that we will have enough. Ooh, look at that. I did queue up frost buns. I was just at this and I saw that I could make frost buns. So I was like, I'll do it. But I did turn off mush fry because I figured I don't need to waste the time frying it when I'm so slammed. But we got... that's the first time it's been over 10,000 calories in a while. And it's almost up to 20,000. Ooh. But yeah, here's hoping the meat train kicks off here in a little bit. Ooh, just in time to end it. What did we get? Oh! Oh. Too bad it's not all meat, because that's the number we need in just meat. But now we can do planter boxes. Oh boy. That will save me some effort. Let me tell you what. I won't be scrounging nearly as bad as I was. And like all of these extra little plants, I can root them up. One last thing that I did do as well is I made a park just for people to hang out in. But like on their breaks. They'll just come hang out right there. So one of the reasons I have left these as they are is what I want to do is get pips to plant in here, just some decor of some kind. Like I'll strip this machinery out and then leave it open to all of the hull and have it as a wildlife reserve. That way, whenever duplicants traverse back and forth going to and fro, they go through the wildlife preserve and get massive morale bonus. Now, wildlife preserve still, or nature reserve, has a maximum size of 120 tiles, which, you know, right there we're at 1,500. So it's a little bit of a problem. But what you do, and this also helps when things drop, that they don't just fall all the way to the end of the ground, is you start putting in just airflow tiles, like right across there, and then right across there, so that they go down for a while, then they have to walk over sideways, then they go down for a while. And sometimes it makes them take a little bit longer to get where you want them to go. But if you do just like, if I do 2 of them, one right here and one right here, then that'll be like most of this area, and the morale bonus is very worth it from what I've seen. I've built one once before. It's +6 just for walking. They don't spend time, like they don't go hang out when they're bored. Just as they walk from one place to another, they're like, this is nice. I'll get some buffs for it. But yeah, I am going to call this episode here. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next episode.